You may have heard the expression, "How do you like them apples?" Let's take a look at them apples. The apple seed will lie dormant, protected by its covering, until the conditions are right for sprouting. It must first experience several weeks of near freezing temperatures before it is able to sprout. Then it will respond to gravity, temperature, and sunlight to begin growing. Any part of the seed can become root, stem, or leaf depending on what stimulates its growth. How does the seed know what the conditions are and when all the conditions have been met? It is programmed into the seed by an intelligent programmer known as God. While the sapling is small, water is able to climb to all parts against the pull of gravity in a process known as capillary action. As the tree grows leaves and branches, water is taken from the stem. This creates a negative pressure which siphons more water from the ground through the roots to the stem and branches. As long as the parts have water, they are alive and continue to grow. But once the process is interrupted, the leaves and branches die and begin to decompose. In the autumn, the tree loses its leaves and they fall to the ground, decomposing into a nutrient-rich soil which supports the growth of the roots. Is this a coincidence that the roots gain benefit from the decomposing leaves? Of course not. It's God's planning. The apple tree is covered with tiny solar panels known as leaves. Each leaf situates itself in a location that is the most efficient for absorbing sunlight while maintaining balance and oftentimes symmetry for the tree. The paper-thin leaves will easily move in the wind to produce less force on the branches and roots, but are tough enough to avoid tearing. The leaves are equipped with the chemical and mechanical ability to photosynthesize nutrients and sunlight into food for the plant, and in turn, food for the animal that eats the plant. Photosynthesis is a complex process that our greatest engineers have not yet been able to duplicate. Of course, the engineering, design, and programming for the leaf to situate itself, resist tearing as it moves freely in the wind, and produce food are the product of the greatest engineer of all time, God. How do you like them apples? I'm the author of Early Identification, the faith-filled, crime-thrilling novel that exposes the war of worldviews in which we live. In the afterword, I challenge church leaders to teach biblical science to their members. The church must accept the role of teaching the scientific evidence that confirms our trust in God.